Well, I'm not sure what the hell's going on, but I'm here. I'm awake. I'm awake. Don't know what's going on, but I am awake. Good Lord, it's Friday. Everybody made it. Happy Friday to everyone around the world. Some of you are still stuck on Thursday, probably. Some of you maybe already over to Saturday, but hey, for right now, right here in this place, Gen X Talks Los Angeles time, we are on Friday, and that's what we need to do. Friday, October the 28th. It's the World Show, and that means we're supposed to lean a little heavier into the conversations from around the world. I've been reading you guys' comments. Correction, not oil, diesel. It was an autocorrect. Cave Bear's talking. Cave Bear is stirring the pot in the comment section. He's talking about running out of oil, running out of diesel. I don't know. It's not you. Yeah, what do you? I don't know what that means. We're running out of diesel. What does that mean? Does that mean that Exxon has hundreds of millions of gallons in all their facilities all across the country, and they're dried up? They're going to stop selling it. That Union 76 gas stations, Unical, they're not no more trucks delivering oil anymore. No more trucks delivering gas. No more trucks pumping diesel into the ground for the pumps. Costco's and Sam's Club, just no one's going to deliver. What does that mean? We've only got 25. They're not making it anymore. They're not pumping it anymore. Nobody's driving anymore. Nobody's driving anywhere because gas prices are so high. Tourism is down. Traveling is down. Everything's way, way, way down. If everything's too expensive, the gas is too much money. Where you're going is too much money. So if no one's driving to get anywhere, where'd all the gas go? Where'd all the oil go? Where'd all the diesel go? I don't know what you mean by we're running out. You have to explain that to me. I think it's quite the opposite. I think we got it. I don't think we're going to run out of diesel. That'd be a weird gig if somebody let that happen. Now, why would a company? Now I'm new to the topic, but why would a company let that happen? Let's say you're a company like Phillips Petroleum and you make diesel, and someone's indicating we are going to run out of diesel. Wouldn't you think, shit, we need to make more. We can sell it. We can make a lot more money. We can make a ton more money right now. Just trying to figure it out. And why would anyone run out of diesel when diesel engines are the backbone of this country? Delivery guys hauling that stuff all around the country. Just saying. Let me know. Let me know. Just you got to tell me where all the diesel went. I mean, people quit producing it. They quit making it. They quit refining it. Is that what you're trying to tell me? You got to think 3 steps down the road here. It's not too hard to do. You don't got to be a genius, but it doesn't make any sense. Now, the one thing, Polly writes in there, probably saying that to jack up the prices. Yeah, I could see that. We're running out. Tell all the news organizations, we're running out. We're running out. Hey, Bob, flip the switch. Let's charge another $2 a gallon. Now we're telling everybody we're running out. No, they'll pay it. Go on. Just go out there to the reader board. Flip that switch around there. Maybe, possibly. Just doesn't make any sense. You know, that's just like when they say, when they talk about in the 70s, they said there was an oil shortage, a gas crisis. And this goes back to the old arguments that fossil fuels, you know, the whole term fossil fuels was dead dinosaurs melting into the ground, creating oil and fossil fuels. And we're running out of oil, we're running out of oil. Everybody, we got to buy little Japanese import cars. Everybody's got to ride bicycles, we're running out of oil. My grandfather said we're not running out of oil. And he walked away. And he was right. We weren't running out of oil. Now, there are oil wells that dry up. Yeah, that can happen. But they've learned, and don't ask me for the science on this, but I've paid attention a few times to the descriptions. I just can't memorize scientific terminology when it goes past 3 sentences. I can't get you there. But the earth isn't, we're not just drilling for oil. The earth makes oil. The earth secretes oil in a combination of ways that with pressure and time and elements, it's still creating oil. It's still secret. It's not like there's a bunch of oil in the ground and once we dig it all up, we're done, which could happen. We could probably pull out so much that we get ahead of the curve on that. But let's be honest. There's probably so much in the ground everywhere, and the earth is making it. It makes oil. It isn't just. They're not just puddles that once we run out. Now, a single well could run dry. I could see that, but that's not the overall scope of things. So we're not running out of shit. Now, people quit making it. That's a different story. I don't know. We'll talk about that. Now, we can run out of water, but we can run out of water in certain places. That's just like, well, we're running out of water. Everyone's going to die. Okay, well, we can't pump water places. We have the ability. There's rivers that run right into the ocean right now. We can divert some of that and we could start feeding people and growing crops again. We have the ability. You just got to get the environmental nut jobs to stop saying that a little smelt fish is more important than a human life, and we can actually get somewhere. Yeah. Ah. Marcelino Cabrera says, I have an idea that could possibly save our use of natural gas around the United States. You almost talked about it once, reading my super chat, but never got around to it. All right, Marcelino, finish your thought, my man. I'll try. I do not get back to everything I try to get to. That is a curse. I fail at that miserably. But so before we go on to some stuff, let's talk about some things that are out there. Elon Musk finally took the keys to the building. Yeah, he got the keys to Twitter. And over the last 3 or 4 weeks, hundreds of people have been leaving Twitter. They've been trying to find refuge in other social media platforms, trying to get jobs in Silicon Valley, trying to get jobs on other platforms. That's what they've been doing. And so, that's the thing. And then Elon, made the headlines. One of his first things he did was he came in and he fired the woman who was in charge of covering up the Hunter Biden laptop story. It wasn't even much of a discussion, apparently. It's just like, get the fuck out. You can't hide stories from people. Stories are stories. It's freedom of speech. Let them decide if it's true or false. And that was the whole thing, was it not? When all the big tech companies, all the big the big social media platforms, when they finally got caught and admitted that they were hiding and sculpting stories and pushing things to the side, when they finally got caught at that, and the Hunter Biden story was one, when they finally got to that point, what did they admit? Well, we just don't want false information out there. You guys can move forward on deciding elections and important things in life after we have filtered out all the bad stuff and let you guys look at the good stuff. And the problem was that they filtered out truth that made the Democratic Party look bad. Yeah. That was it. Well, we weren't. It's not your job to be sure. It's not your job to be an investigative reporter. It's your job to put it all out there and let everybody else decide. That's it. That's your job. But they're a private company. They can do what they want. They can filter out any result they wish. They're a private company. They don't have to. They can have a 24-hour Biden news network that just promotes Joe Biden and his family 24 hours a day if they want. Why not? They're a private company. But I really love Elon Musk's attitude of coming in here going, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. And he just wants to go in there and leave people alone. He's going to reinstate accounts. He's going to restore people's access. He's going to get rid of you think people are leaving, the rest of them are going to be out. He's like, if you fuck around in here, you're gone. You let people let them talk, let them communicate, let them share, let them explore, and then whatever happens after that they figure it out. You're not censoring the issues and trying to figure out. Can you imagine if Elon Musk did that? Or can you imagine if Elon went and said, okay, we're never saying anything bad about any Republican ever. Let's just keep that information to ourselves. That's bad information. You imagine the shitstorm that people, well, you can't do that. But, in America, and I'm saying this for the benefit of the rest of the world, as Americans, we are completely fucked up when it comes to our politics. I mean, completely. There's a two-party system that has double standards for everybody. And I mean everybody. So I like that Elon Musk is coming in on a social platform. And, you guys think about the way things go in history. You guys think about things that you remember way back. Say, well, you know what? Now that I look back, that was really the first domino to fall. That was really the first thing that sometimes we can look back on those things. We very rarely see them at the beginning when they're happening because we're in the middle of it, are we not? But a lot of times we can look back on things and go, you know what? I remember that. And then this happened. And then this, it was like with Spotify and the woke movement, how companies turned around against the woke movement, against the Me Too movement, and just said, slow down. You're not going to railroad everybody. Maybe Elon Musk and Twitter, maybe it's just the first domino to fall in a direction. Yeah. In a direction where things are going to be more fair and balanced. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, $5 question. Why are you so handsome? I know you can't turn it off, but dang. You know what? Disney Mama Sammy Joe, you better cash in your aluminum cans. You're going to need to because Gen X Mom auctioned herself off for a date in Las Vegas. And so Saturday, tomorrow, on the Bottom of the Glass Nation show, I'm doing the same thing. Now, I promise you, my version of a date is much different than Gen X Mom's, by far. But I will auction myself off for a date and do the same thing. It's all in the name of charity because my idiot kid is my charity case. I can say it goes for a good cause, but I don't know any good causes around this house. But I'm going to do it. So, Disney Mama Sammy Joe, thank you for calling me handsome. It allows me to begin the program, but tomorrow is the night. Yeah, we'll do it. And Lionheart, you are not allowed to bid on the date. Okay, I am not going to be. I am not going to be hung on your arm, you 7-foot-tall jolly green giant. No, it's not happening. So I'd appreciate it if you'd not bid. All right, so Marcelino, did I miss your comment in there? I was talking. I kind of missed something. Don't have enough characters to explain the whole idea. I would love to email you and want to hear that. Yeah, that's fine. Marcelino, if someone gave you the email, if not, it's genxdad@genxtalks.com. That's where you can reach me. It goes right to my mailbox. I answer all my own mails. We don't have people for that. I just run through them. So if you want to email me directly, you can. So you never know. Elon Musk may be the first one that the dominoes are falling, and maybe other platforms will level out. Maybe other things will come to light, and you just never know. When that pendulum starts swinging back the other way, you never know how far it's going to go. I think I know everybody's about the free speech. Everybody's about fairness. Everybody's about balance in Twitter. Everybody's about getting rid of all the assholes in there who are choking, the world with their views. And now some freedom's going to come into play here. But I think you guys are missing the biggest point of all. I think you guys are going to be grateful that I'm here, that you have such a wonderful, lovely, and talented host that I come on in these early mornings and I give you some wisdom, something to think about. And this is about Twitter and this is about Elon. Now, he's brought it up in the past, but everybody kind of swept it under the rug. Everybody was all about freedom of speech, freedom of expression, being able to get their accounts restored. All right, I got it. That's important. But it's not nearly as important as the other thing that Elon has been talking about with Twitter. That's secondary. All that stuff is fine. All that stuff is good. All that stuff can be taken into consideration. But nothing as important as what he said early on, and then everybody just skipped over it. The most important thing that Elon Musk is doing when he takes over Twitter is he's adding an edit button to your tweet. As you know, right now, when you're done with your tweet and you hit send, that's it. You can't fix a spelling error. You can't fix anything. You got to delete the whole thing and start over again. God damn it. An edit button. Elon is talking about putting in an edit button. Oh, I can't tell you what a relief that is. Personally, he's doing that for guys like me that fuck up on a regular basis. Now, the counter argument when everybody laughed at Twitter and everybody made fun of him, all the higher-ups and CEOs and executives, and they're running around, oh, you can't do that because things get retweeted. And if something you say gets retweeted 10,000 times and then you come along and edit it, now they've retweeted something you didn't say anymore. Elon just said, well, maybe the edit button could be on a timer. Could be available from 3 minutes. That's all I need. If I see something, if I post it and I went, shit, I will edit it right then. I'm not going to come back and edit it in an hour. I'm going to do it right then. And then if I post again, I get 3 more minutes. Pretty simple fix, actually. Wonder why the brainiacs down there didn't think of that before. But for me, that goes beyond the free speech. That goes beyond the pale of comparison to all the ramifications that everybody's talking about with their accounts being reinstated and everyone telling each other to go fuck off. They're going to say I got you. But the edit button, come on. Come on, that's fucking huge. Yeah. For me it is anyway. All right. Okay. So that was one. What was the other one out? And just letting you guys know that the double standard, letting the world know this is for everybody in England and Deepak over in Ireland and Germany and South Africa and some people that are going to start chiming in from Australia. This is for you guys. This is to let you guys know that we're fucked up. We have a double standard here in politics. Um, We'll take, for example, Nancy Pelosi's husband got the shit kicked out of him in his house. If you didn't hear, Speaker of the House, she was, I guess, in Washington, and this dude's home, and somebody came in and beat the shit out of him with a hammer. Now, we haven't heard why, and the initial report, I haven't heard why yet. I've looked around. I have not heard why. But mark my words how this goes. Okay, this is just America. We're fucked up. The first reports you're going to hear is like, well, we're still confirming things, but remember that, because what follows is just a made-up guess, a made-up opinion. We're not sure. We're still tracking down the sources here. We're getting to the bottom of this, but what we think happened was some crazy conservative right-wing nut job, anti-abortion, Rush Limbaugh tattoos all over his body. We think that might be the guy who got in there and did this damages. These screwballs, you just don't act that way. They won't have any reason to say that other than that's what they like to put out there. Well, we didn't say it was a fact. We just said we thought. We assumed we were little pieces of information were coming our way. We thought we passed it along, but we let you guys know. We weren't sure. Yeah. They always do that shit. And maybe it'll come out to be. Maybe some right-wing nut job just had enough of the Pelosi's and got all fucked up in his head and went in there and did that thing, which is a bad thing. Don't do that. Let's say that happened. Now, the rest of the world, let me explain this to you at nuts and bolts, street fucking level. This is how it works in my country. All right? Just so you know, you can hear it all on TV and read the papers all you want, but I'll just give it to you looking out my front door. This is the shit that I have to deal with. Let's say that some conservative nut job goes in there and attacks Mr. Pelosi. All right, we all know that's wrong. Fucking idiot. Go to jail. They'll paint the picture of this is not the way you do. You do not conduct yourself. If this man had a grievance with the Pelosi's or the Democratic Party, that is not the way you conduct yourself. You don't just break into someone's house and start hitting them with a hammer. That is not what we do. All right? That seems reasonable, right? So you would think that same story would come out when a Republican gets attacked or shot or their businesses get burned down or the Supreme Court justices' houses get threatened. Yeah? You would think that someone in the news media or on the Republican or on the Democratic side would run out and say, this is not how we conduct ourselves. If you don't like what the Republican Party's doing, you vote and you protest, but you don't hurt people, you don't threaten people, you don't break into their homes. You would think that would be the same answer, right? Because it is. It's the same either way. You don't conduct yourselves that way. But every single time that something happens to a conservative Republican, their business, their home, screamed at a restaurant, and the people come by and say, "What did you see what they did? Or are you going to go out there? Are you going to get on TV now and tell them that's not the way you conduct yourselves? Are you going to go out there and let them know we don't act that way? We don't behave that way? Come on, go do it." And what do? Because it was a Republican, they walk out there, well, we don't condone that sort of activity, but what did you expect? Now we admonish it, but what did you expect? When Republicans behave the way they behave, when they do the things they do, when they say the things they say, I'm not saying it's okay to burn down buildings, but what did you really expect? You could have the exact two incidences in my country. You could have a Republican get shot, and you could have a Democrat get shot, and the stories would be completely different. The liberal Democrat would be defended, and we don't act that way. You don't conduct yourself that way. We have rules and laws, and you behave correctly. And the Republican story would be, well, he brought this on himself. When you just go out off the reservation and you go crazy, he brought this on himself. What did you expect? What did you really expect would happen? All right, world, I have now given you how that shit happens every fucking time. It'll be no different this time and the next time and the next time after that because we're a little bit fucked up in that regard. Now, well, maybe the first domino has fallen. Maybe, perhaps. We'll see. But you got to understand that that's the way things go around here. So people don't, if you're already, this is a tip for the rest of the world. I'll give you another nuts and bolts one from the United States of America. People are so polarized right now in their political views. They believe anything that they're spoon-fed. That guy came out, Fetterman came out and had the stupidest debate. He was all fucked up, couldn't answer his questions, didn't know what he was doing. And there was a doctor came on CNN the next morning and said, well, words are different than language. Now, if we get hung up on the words he used and it didn't sound like he knew what he was doing, let's focus on the language. The language was much different than the words. Words and language are different, and this guy is still mentally okay. Please vote for him. Right? That just happened. And every liberal Democrat goes, oh, well, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, words and language. That makes sense. I'm good with it. Words and language. Good. Yeah, no, I'm on board with that. And they continue on with their day. Whatever bullshit answer you give them, they're satisfied with it. They're not going to dig any deeper. They're not going to go further with it. That sounds good to me and move on. Republicans and conservatives the same way. They're like, someone came on and said, this guy's all fucked up in his head. He can't even handle a debate. How's he going to run for office, and how's he going to hold his office? How's he going to do this? He can't make decisions. He couldn't make decisions on what tie he was wearing. This guy's all fucked up. And every conservative and Republican goes, yeah, that's right, the guy's all fucked up, and they leave. All you have to do is offer the most heinous, understated reply, the worst excuse, make up things, make up reasons, and they'll believe it. And they just carry on with their day. You could bump into someone at a grocery store and say, yeah, that guy Fetterman all fucked up there. He really fucked that thing up, didn't he? And some dude will go, well, I heard it was language and words, and there's differences between language and words. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Neither did the guy who said it. They're certainly not going to know when they repeat it, but that's the situation. That's the state we live in right now. Yeah. Just giving you guys the heads up, man. For the rest of the world, I'm letting you guys know, rest of the world, this is how fucked up we are over here. This is what we deal with day by day by day, all day long. There's two camps. Everybody's divided. There's no way in sight to bring everybody back other than, I will tell you, the one, I try to watch a lot of those, when people take cameras and microphones to college campuses, or they just run through Main Street America, and you just they just ask questions and listen to people's answers. I think one of the coolest things that I've heard recently, as far as unifying my country, okay, is that things are so fucked up now with the economy, with inflation. And they're getting worse. They're not getting better just yet. They're getting worse. Things are so fucked up that people are turning, going, yeah, I don't care. But don't even ask me my political party. I'm voting this way because I got to get some shit done. Well, we understand that we thought you were the liberal Democrat. Yeah. And well, do you want to talk about all the stuff? No, I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about Biden. I don't want to talk about Pelosi. I don't. They don't want to talk politics. They don't want to talk policies. They don't want to talk anything important. They're just very quietly going. Could you just leave me alone about that? I'm voting over here because I got to make some changes. I got to, I can't afford this anymore. This is now. I'm not saying they won't go back to liberal Democrats, but doesn't it feel like everybody's being shifted away from the current administration? This is all on their doorstep. Every bit of this is. Everything is, all the policies, they can correlate policies. When he came in and took office, Biden, and he signed all those executive orders, you can see things move in the other direction. And now people can. 2 years ago, and fuck, yeah. Exactly what you said was going to happen, happened. God damn it. I was eating my spoon-fed pudding and enjoying life, but everything turned to shit. The problem is that the only thing that the liberals, Democrats can say in America right now when they say, okay, how is this the Republicans' fault? How is this the conservative movement's fault? Because it's not. You can't blame it on previous policies. No. You guys screwed all those up. You executive ordered all those out of existence, so you can't blame that. What next? Well, and this is the classic answer. Ready? Well, I admit that it's our policies, our agenda, and it's working. It is working. No, it's not. It's working. You guys just can't see it. Well, if we can't see it, then it's not working. No, it's working. But the reason this is the Republicans' fault is they didn't give us enough. You see what I'm saying? They didn't give us we asked for more. We wanted more control and more money and more taxes. You didn't give us. Had you given us everything we wanted, well, this all would have been working fine right now. But it's slow and it's processed because you held back. You didn't give us what we wanted. If they'd have got everything they wanted, our country would be a fucking parking lot right now. Because I think everybody who had a missile would have already fired it at us and wiped us off the planet. Now, not literally, but we'd have just been a ghost town. We'd have been in poverty. We'd have had, this would have been grapes of wrath in the Depression era again. It would have been horrible. And any other country could have had their way with us at any time. And I'm not saying they would have invaded. Okay, it's going a little extreme. But that's the only argument that the Democrats have? That's it? You didn't give us enough control? You didn't give us enough to do? What the fuck are you talking about? You guys had all the control. All of it. I don't know. That's just, for the rest of the world, there you go. That's street level. Deepak, work raffled five hampers for Halloween, and as thanks for hard work, new guys won the hampers, and guys were complaining they're not hard workers. Come on, it was for Halloween. Yeah, that's kind of an odd thing. Raffled 5 hampers? I mean, where you put your dirty clothes? Do we have a communication breakdown here, Deepak? Hampers in America is where you throw your dirty laundry. It's your dirty clothes hamper. Well, you're going to have to tell me what's going on there. Jimmy B, I just wanted to stop in and show my appreciation. I am a millennial who probably should have been Generation X. Keep doing your thing, my man. Appreciate that. I do. Jimmy B, it's always nice to see a new face, and thanks for the $10. I'm going to drink that in whiskey tonight. Dice, cheers, General. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Dice is already drinking. Look, guys, all I have is a little bit of the Hawaiian refrigerator water left. That's all I got. Not even much of that. Disney Mama Sammy Joe chiming back in. Whoever wins the auction tomorrow can join us because I've been promised a private dinner multiple times, General. All right, Sammy Joe, I promise. Yes, we will sneak off, and if someone wins the auction, then maybe they get a date with both of us. That'd be kind of funny. I show up to an auction date that someone won, and I bring Sammy Joe and go, well, she's my plus one. Keith Lanarelli, member for 6 months, Legion of X. Thanks for hanging out, Keith. Thanks for hanging out with us for this long. It's been a bit, but I'm glad you're still around. We haven't totally chased you away. Lionheart, what's my promise? You don't get a promise. Your promise is to stay the fuck away from me in Vegas, Lion. You jolly green. God damn that guy. All right, so let me go back inside and see what's going on with you guys. Hampers is a basket filled with food. Yeah, different thing here. I got you now. Now that makes sense, but I'm letting you know a little bit of a breakdown in the translation there. When you said hampers, it was like, so? Oh, Uncle Fatty said I'm still half drunk from last night's show. Yeah, I woke up feeling pretty good today, but I put a few away last night. It was a good show. Paul Bizzle about the Ukraine-Russian war. Man, that is a that never that invasion of Ukraine did not go. Well, I don't think it went like anybody planned at all. Like not how Putin went, not how we thought it was going to go, and certainly not what I thought was going to happen. Not even a little bit. And I know some people that I can call and talk to and go, what the fuck is going on? And there's so many different facets to this. One of the things I got that I couldn't believe when Russia was trying to put on another offensive a couple months ago, I made a phone call, and a buddy of mine back in Virginia says there are literally his generals that are afraid to tell him what's going on. Like Hitler, we all heard the stories of Hitler back in the day that he lost the war because his generals wouldn't be honest with him and say, we're fucking this up, we're losing, because they didn't want to die. Your strategy is bullshit. We're generals, you're not, let us do this. And my friend says it's the same thing. He goes, there's a lot of that going on. We're getting intelligence reports back that their generals are going, fuck it, I'm not telling him things are fucked up. I'm not blaming this on his strategy. No. That was just one thing that I heard of. And I'm like, how would you ever predict that's going to happen? All the thoughts that I had and the information that I was going on never even came close. This should have been a blowout in my book. I thought Russia was just going to roll over Ukraine. I mean, I grew up in the Cold War. Russia was powerful. Russia had their shit together. Russia knew how to fight. Russia was very organized. You weren't running out of gas. You weren't running out of food. Bullshit. These fuckers knew how to do this. They'd gone from World War II right on and built their military up. They knew how to fight. They knew how to be organized. All of these lessons they learned could not have been lost and forgotten. Why didn't they just roll over Ukraine and go, we're here, shut up? Didn't even happen. Not even close to what I thought. So, Paulie, I don't know where we're at anymore. I just wish he would end. I wish he'd pull up his shit and go back home and say, just kidding, I'm out of here. That's what I wish, but what do I know? Trying to get some stuff. Trying to read some stuff from, across the pond. Bass God. Our country is fucked, and all we do is try to fix other countries. We do spend a lot of time doing that. That's one of the things that irritates me. For the rest of the world, I will let you know something irritating Americans is that when we send money and hundreds of millions of dollars to other countries, and then Americans complain and go, what about us? We could use that money here. There's veterans that need to be taken care of. There's homeless people. We need medicines for everybody. Let's bring that money back here. Or when we do something to enable another country or go fight for another country, everything that we do overseas, eventually Americans go, can you pull back some of this shit and take care of us here? Here's the answer that we don't like. We don't mind doing that part. I'm not saying we as Americans don't like that part. We don't mind helping people out. We're a very generous country. We are. What we don't like is, well, we can't tell you why we have to keep giving our enemies money. We can't tell you how come we're over there fighting this. It's in national security. I can't tell you the details, but it's necessary for national security. It's necessary to promote freedom around the planet. Well, some of that's probably really true. There's probably some shit we do that is illegal. There's some shit we do that is just bold-face wrong and probably illegal. And some people are doing it in the name of freedom and in the name of democracy. And they're like, fuck, we need to go kill these people so that the other people can return to normal life. There's probably some of that that's true. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is that everything gets shrouded in, we can't tell you, it's secret information for the country and the defense of the United States of America. And they do that all the time. They go off and they give money to countries and they do shit. And when you question them, like, what the fuck you give? Those guys, they hate us. They literally burn the American flag and they hate it. Well, there's some things you don't know, some behind-the-scenes stuff that we can't tell you. God, I get so sick of that shit. That's one of the things that I've always talked about when someone said in conversations, we'll be having a barbecue or at a bar or something, we're having a beer, and someone says, what would you do if you were president of the United States? And I mean, literally, like, picture myself, I'm in the Oval Office, it's my first day. One of the things I would do is, there's two things that come to mind as a Generation X dude at street level, nuts and bolts. One is, I want to know answers on every fucking thing we're doing in these countries and why. I don't care if you don't think I should know or not. I'm the goddamn president. And if we're giving money to countries that hate us, you better have a fucking good reason. And you better make it make sense. You're not going to say, well, there's some things, we can't let things get out. We have undercover operatives. Well, I'm not buying that shit anymore. You're not, fuck them. They can keep the money. They can continue hating us for free as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to pay people to hate us. Give money to Iran. You fucking dumbass, un-American, treasonous things that we do. The other one is every time that a bill comes on my desk to sign it, I want to circle all the extra shit that people have put on there. And you guys know what that is. It's like when they present a Social Security bill. So you have your Social Security bill, and then you're like, read this. So what is this for, $2 million for a bridge in New Jersey? And why is there $10 million for sanitation stuff in Los Angeles? The fuck does this have to do with Social Security? Well, Mr. President, we had to add on some little pork in here. We had to give people some things they wanted or they wouldn't sign on to the bill. Well, fuck that. Make the bill about the bill. That's it. You want a bridge built in New Jersey? Then fucking submit a bridge bill. Oh, no one's going to vote for it. Yeah, so they tack on all this shit. I would go to the American people. I would circle it with a red pen. I'd run right out on the front lawn and go, look what these motherfuckers have written in here. This guy over there, that guy over here, this chick down there, look what they did. I'd expose them. I would show all the shit that goes on like that. And all the stuff that I learned during my time in office, I would tell you guys. I would fucking tell you. They say, well, how come that senator wouldn't vote for that? That seemed like a pretty good idea, and he's in Montana. Why wouldn't he vote for that bill? I'd say because the senator in Washington knows that this senator has been sleeping with his secretary and has pictures, and this senator told that senator, you're going to vote my way or I'm going to show the pictures. You learn that stuff in Washington. You learn the inside information. You know what cards are being held over people's heads and why. I'd fucking tell them. Yeah, and out that shit like right away and go, look, man, if you're going to do this, you're going to be a senator. Fuck that. This is why he's voting this way. This is what this guy knows about him. This is what this girl knows about her. And this is why they're holding all these things over their heads and promises. And these red circles are the things they're promised for good. And here's all the cards they're holding for bad. Fuck, man. Clean house. I'd show it all out there. I'd show everything that was exposed, everything that we knew for sure. I'd have the Secret Service on that shit, not the FBI, because they won't help you. FBI is very one-sided these days. I'd have the Secret Service go out there and go find this shit out. Double them, triple the Secret Service number of people, get some people out there, and get some good people from the FBI. There's so many people in the FBI that are solid. Pull them over, let's figure this shit out. Now expose everybody why they're fucking us when they're voting. And no more voting for your own self for tax or for your raises. You know the Senate votes their own raises? Congress votes their own raises in our country? That's what they do. I think I think the president should be able to pick that. If they're fucking off and not doing a good job, no, you don't get any more money. Well, we're our constituents of our state put us in here. Yeah, then fucking go down there and tell them what you've been doing. And every politician goes back to their state. You can have congressmen come back. Well, I'm fighting for you. I'm doing everything I can for you. But there's 500 other people that are against us, and I'm doing my best. How can every fucking congressman go back to every district they represent and say the same thing? They're great. everybody else is bad. They're on the right team, everybody else is on the wrong team. They're doing a good job, but they're fighting an uphill battle. Thank you for keeping me in office. I'm doing everything I can. That can't be true. There's no fucking way every single person is doing the right thing. There's no possible way everyone's doing the right. Every congressman is like, oh, just, I'm an upstanding person doing the best I can. Now, someone has to be the fuck up. Someone has to be doing shit the wrong way because things are pretty fucked up. Yeah. I don't know. Running out of breath here. Oh. Leon says they gave themselves quite the raises in COVID days. They did the same thing in Denmark. The fuck tells these people to do this? David Lee says, who sponsors your politician? Yeah, we do. Each person, each little area, if it's a state, each state has 2 senators, so the entire state votes. But congressman is voted by district, by local district. That's supposed to be the most influential way to do something is you vote for local people, but fuck, it just doesn't turn out that way. I don't know. Take a drink. Josh, I ran out. My man, I ran out. I don't know. Fuck it. What can I tell you? So, I don't know. It's a thing. Now you guys are learning what it's like over here. It's a double standard on how they report stuff. You know, if the news agencies would turn off, you know, if they would just shut the fuck up, all of them, and let the truth just kind of wander its way around the internet. Let there be good sites and bad sites. Let there be truth sites and lies. Let the people sort it out. That'd be one thing. But people trust the news agencies, you know, Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, the ABC and NBC. They trust the big names more than they trust the internet sites. Why? Because it's clear if these internet sites had some gold, the big news agencies would pick up on it. So they just wait for the news agencies to sort through it. That's all. It's if they just shut up and let people decipher for themselves what the information really is, I think that the pendulum would swing heavily in this country to one side. Heavily. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to tell you guys. I'm just telling you what's going on in my head. You guys wanted to know. It's the political thing. Yeah, and then someone sent me the Justin Trudeau Canada thing where he got on camera and says, as of this day, guns cannot be bought, sold, or transferred. Wow. What's next? How do they go around collecting the guns? Because that's what I would do. If I want to stop Canada from fucking around with guns where they couldn't stand up for themselves, first, no more gun sales. Secondly, how do we round up all the guns that are out there? Or most of them anyway. Maybe that's what's next. Yeah, I can't even believe that shit. And then you guys got the new person, the prime minister over there in England, new person in charge, and he's like a billionaire. And he says he can fix it. He can fix all this shit. I want to know what you guys think of him. I can't remember. What is his name? Let me look that up real quick. What was that dude's name? He just got in. What was that dude's name? Of course, I won't be able to look it up. There it is. Rishi Sunak, the new prime minister. How's he doing over there? He came in waving a big stick like, I got this. I can fix this. I know just what to do. Just asking. You know, is this guy on the right path, or is he more fucked up than before? I haven't heard much about him yet. I'm really curious because, man, can you imagine if that dude starts making some moves, moving some pieces around in the right direction, and things start changing, and England really remains independent from, that European Union gig, and Brexit sticks, and what if he handles it? And why can't he? Why couldn't the last person? Why couldn't the person before her? What was going on? What party, what influence, what something is clogging up everything from moving forward? Just saying. Better with Iris says, yeah, he's fucked up too. That's not good. I don't want to hear that. I guess it could be, but I'm just saying that. Couldn't we just have something that works? No. The One King says he's all about the WEF. Rome 829 says England is part of the club. All roads lead to Rome. All right. Could be true. Don't believe the BS. That's the person's name. They will never give us our country back. Yeah, that's speaking to the world from the United States. Nothing ever is given back in our country. When they take taxes, they don't lower them. They don't give back any of the things they say they're going to. We're only going to implement this for a little while. Even COVID, they let everybody out of their houses, but the things that were able to fuck up in the process are amazing. So much damage was done. So much damage was done, especially to the kids over here. I don't know about the rest of the world, but our children are so fucked up from having, it's in their development and their routine. They get a routine of going to school. They get a routine of friends. They get things they can count and rely on as part of their development, and then we teach them and they grow. And then to have over a year where you put their life on pause and we wonder why they're not as mature. We wonder why they're not as smart. We wonder why they're having social problems, because you changed everything about what those kids were doing in their daily lives and tried to get them to adjust to a new normal, and then you unwound it and put it back. That's a tough thing to do to a kid. And you did it to all of them. Wow. Now, of course, when people are concerned, you get here comes the two stories again. We weren't closed down that long, and there's studies that show that there was actually some benefits, some good things that came from those children being out of school for a year. There's studies that show that they've actually gained some ground in some small areas that they couldn't have. And people go, well, that's all right. So when they're walking out of the grocery store and someone gets mad and says, fucking country locked my kids down for a year, some dude will come running down the aisle and go, well, studies have shown that there was actually some good shit. They don't know. They have no fucking clue. They're literally going to just repeat whatever they were spoon-fed on CNN or MSNBC or the Los Angeles Times. People do that. They crave for a headline. They crave for a rebuttal. When some big story comes out and Hunter Biden's laptop shows everything, they're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Let me get my keyboard. Oh shit, let me get my keyboard. What's going on? And look, and they find, the laptop may not even be his. Oh, good. I'll go with that. I'll use that one. And they run around, the laptop might not even be his. You're not even sure if the laptop's his, are you? That's all they do. They run around and they look real quick. They Google what's going on and they look for their answer, and then they hang on to that. They hang on to that and they just run out the street with it. Ronald Reagan was a terrible governor of California. How do I know? Because he let mentally ill people out onto the street. How do I know that? Well, I read it. And he did. There were some laws he passed that shut down funding, and I'm not sure if it was right or wrong. Seems like it fucked up a bunch of mental patients at the time. All right. Bad decision, Ronnie. Oh, there's 200,000 good decisions he made for California. But remember, all you have to have is, the homeless people, because of all the mental people back in Reagan's area. Reagan released them all out on the street. That's his only accomplishment? Well, I really wasn't looking for accomplishments. I was just trying to find some bad shit he did, and that's kind of the only thing that came up. When he was governor, I typed in there, why was Ronald Reagan a bad governor? And the thing about the mental institutions came up 5 times, so I'm going with that. That's it. That's why, but that's all people need. In the grocery store, you can argue about it, and people say, oh, yeah, well, talk to the hundreds of people that were put out on the streets as mental patients. Yeah, you talk to me about that with Ronald Reagan, and they walk away. They were spoon-fed their one story, and they walk away. Hunter Biden's laptop might not even be his. Fuck it. And they walk away. That's how we operate in my country now. That's how we behave. That's what we do. We look up what's going on. They don't look up to try to find out what the fuck is really going on. They look up the one-liner, the headliner, something they can shout out as they walk away at a gas station. That's it. That's how they win the argument. Now, grab one of those people one time. and say, whoa, buddy, what'd you say? Well, I told you you're not even sure if it is Hunter Biden's laptop. Oh, well, here's 6 news agencies that say it is. They've discovered now it was his laptop, has his signature. He was the one. Yeah, it's his. Even CNN's finally come around. It is his. Grab those people before they walk away and go, well, what do you have to say now? Oh, I know you wanted to shout your one line at me and then run away, but let me hold on now. Hold up on that car wash there, boy. Ronald Reagan put all these people, these mentally ill people, out on the street. Yeah? How? Well, he did it. Did he go open the door himself? What did he do? How did they get there? Was it a good reason? Was it a bad reason? Was it a fucked up mess, or was this a byproduct of other things? Well, I don't know. I just know that he did it, and fuck you, Republicans and conservatives, and fuck Ronald Reagan too. You put mentally ill patients out on the street. Shut up, and then they walk off. If you grab them and say, explain it a little deeper, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Welcome to my country. I have no idea if this is what it's like in your country. I have no idea if this is what it's like across the world. This is what it's like here. This is street level, nuts and bolts. I'm just opening up my front door and telling you what goes on day to day. This. Now you know. This is what it's like over here. Above all the bullshit you guys see on TV, just if you want to get it down to street level, there you go. That's how we fucking operate over here. Sorry, I'm getting all... Fuck. Somebody typed in here, Jerry Lee Lewis died. That's not good. Is that true? That's not it. I like Jerry Lee Lewis. Karma says, the owners of this country don't want us capable of critical thinking. Nope, they've got us divided right where they want us. They spoon-feed us answers, and then away we go. That's it. Travis said, America is kind of a joke. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, Travis. America is not a joke. We're a great fucking nation. We are a proud nation, and we have a lot of good people here. And I mean millions of good people here. Our country is not a joke. My nation is not a joke. The United States, the American flag is not a joke. However, we have got ourselves in a pickle. We can be treated as a joke by the way we're behaving, but we're not a joke as a country. We're a badass fucking nation. And we're powerful, and we're strong, and we're fair, and we're generous. We got ourselves in a bit of a pickle with this. We really do. So, yeah, just so you guys know. Cave Bear says, my policy in dealing with people is that I ask them to explain their point in detail. A lot of time, they're not really saying anything. Yeah, they're not. That's what I'm saying. When you ask them to go a little deeper, say, they hate that. Well, what exactly do you mean? You know, the fallback position on that is, well, you know what I mean, and everybody knows it's true. Everybody knows. Why do I got to explain it to you? Everybody knows, and then they walk away. They don't have anything. They don't got shit. You guys. Crangasso says the United States is the greatest country in the world. It is. I love my country. But come on, man, we're in a little bit of a pickle right now on how we're dealing with each other. All right? That's what I'm saying. That's what you guys got to hear me. I'm not talking about we are not a broken fucking country. No, we're in a little bit of a pickle right now. We'll figure this shit out. We always do. All right. So buzzwords and double speak. Yeah, all the time. You know what's you guys really want to know? Watch the press secretary. You watch some of the highlights. Go to YouTube and watch some of the highlights. Go back even when Trump was in office, and you compare. Watch 10 of the top press secretary moments of Biden, where they attack and think things are fucked up, and go to the Trump era and pull up 10 press secretary moments that they say are fucked up and terrible moments. Put them side by side. Watch 10 of each one. Common sense, nuts and bolts is going to lead you clearly down one path. And I'm just saying, use your own judgment and see if I'm wrong. All right. There's some stuff in Wise and Oak. I keep saying, America's in a pretty pickle. We're in a tight spot. And he's like, I like pickles. You fucking Wise and Oak. Albert Ramirez, I love my country to the fullest. I just feel that Americans are not standing up and just letting this all just pass by. Now it's not, Albert, they've got us in a spot where if we say something, we're attacked. Not just like I could handle being attacked, but the IRS comes after you, the Me Too movement comes after you, the woke movement comes after you, and they pound you into the ground. And by the time you have explained yourself, you've defended yourself, and you've proven yourself to be right and correct, everybody's moved on. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares. What matters, and this is a problem in this whole big pickle I'm talking about. Look at Trump, Russia. They've already proven that it wasn't anything like they said. They've proven there was lies. There's proven there was misinformation. There was bribery and stuff, and the whole thing was made up to keep America tied up and for 3 years. Now they've pretty much proven everything and thrown it out the window. None of the stuff they accused Trump of with Russia was correct. I'm not saying Trump was perfect. I'm not saying Trump didn't open his fucking mouth in front of Putin where he shouldn't have. I'm not saying that. Let's set that aside. I'm talking about the Trump-Russia thing. But nobody's ever going to remember that it was debunked. Nobody's ever going to remember that the facts finally came out. All history is going to remember was Trump-Russia. Trump stole the election with the help of Russia. That's it. Those were the headlines. That was the narrative. They've let it go now. They're not talking about it anymore because they can't. It's like if it was still a thing, they'd be like, well, we're still investigating and more evidence is coming out all the time. Trump is going to jail. No, he's not. No, he's not. You lied. You said he was going to lose his place in office and go to jail for Russia. You lied. But that's all the world will remember. Just like us. Someone can come at me and attack me and my family and do all this shit. And all they're going to remember is Gen X dad, the general. He was a big fuck up and, he did this and didn't do that and got caught over here. And he was pissing on a brick wall and writing his name in the snow. And then if I prove that I didn't do any of those things, no one's going to remember. They're just going to remember that I was pissing in the snow, writing my name. You see, that's how this whole country functions. That's part of the pickle we're in, is that accusations seem to be enough. They can do it to anybody. They can put anybody through it, and all you remember is the accusations, and all you remember is the headlines. Then they move on. You can come back and say, well, we've proven that the whole Trump-Russia thing was a hoax. Yeah, we don't care. We've moved on. But everything you said was a lie. Yeah, we'll print a retraction on page 32. We'll get around to it. Nobody cares. By the time you debunk all the bullshit that someone has said about you as a person, by the time you get out from under it, nobody cares anymore. All they remember is the headlines about you. How do you fight that? So when you say we don't stand up, yeah, maybe not. There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck, and they stand up anyway, and they pay the price. But maybe that's what it takes. Paying the price. Perhaps. I don't know. I just know that everything that comes out about everybody, Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative, I try very hard now before I pass judgment to get all the facts on it. I try as hard as I can because the headlights rule the day, do they not? At least in America they do. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, that was another one. Karma, oh, you didn't use the right pronoun. Let's cancel you. Yeah, they do that. You know that in human resources departments in bigger companies, they decide what's offensive. Now, follow me on this real quick. I won't go down a rabbit hole. But there's been a couple of examples now that have gone to court, and someone says, I just made a comment. I was talking out loud. I wasn't even talking to that person over there. Well, that person heard you. Well, that's their fucking problem. I wasn't talking to them, and I was just talking about regular stuff. Well, those regular words they found offensive. Well, doesn't mean they are offensive. Just means they found them offensive. Well, just so you know, the person listening, are you guys paying attention? The person listening to the conversation, the person listening to the words, now has the say-so if those words were offensive. Doesn't matter what you mean. If I said, well, I have a black TV with black speakers, seems pretty straightforward. I do. My TV is black as I have black speakers. It's even sitting on a black TV stand. Okay? And I'm talking with Bob. Bob goes, yeah, you're right. If somebody listens to my conversation with Bob and becomes offended because I said my TV was black and my speakers are black, I don't have the choice of saying my words weren't offensive at all and they weren't intended as being offensive. I can't even apologize and go, sorry if you took it the wrong way. We're past that now. Yeah. We've turned a corner in human resources that says, well, what you said was offensive because this person overheard you and they thought it was offensive. I don't give a shit what they thought. I don't give a shit what they heard. Well, if they could even say they didn't like the word television. You shouldn't have said the word television in front of them. You know, it really triggered them. They were beat with a television by their step-parents when they were younger, and it's really traumatizing. So when you said the word television, what the fuck are you talking about? 2 cases have gone to court, and they've won. They've won. They said the person listening decides what's offensive. And the motive, and the intent. So what could I possibly say? I can't say anything because you could derive it as being offensive. I could tell you I went to the toaster and I pulled out the toast and I put some butter on it and I took a bite and it was delicious. You said what? You motherfucker. You toasted your bread. Yeah, that's what toasters do. I'm turning you into human resources. That was offensive. Yeah, well, fuck you. I mean, if I'm going to go down, I'm going down swinging. They can go kiss my big, fat, natural white ass all the way to the court that upheld that decision. That's why a lot of people don't stand up anymore. Just answering your question, and Karma brought it up. Karma reminded me, thank you, but that's how that shit goes. So now you guys know. That's what's going on. Oh, that's what's going on. Gen X U from Soft Ass Cali. Oh, soft ass. You think I'm soft ass, Tin Tizzy? Hey, come knock on my door. We'll find out how soft I am. Yes, I still live in a bread toaster. That's why I still live in California. It's so much fun. Yes, I do live here. I have thought about moving. I may move. I'm not ready yet. I'm still fighting. I'm not ready to give up yet. And the truth is that anywhere I move to is going to be a better political environment, but I'm still living in the same fucked up country when it comes to the pickle we're in. Am I not? I'm just not ready to give up yet. So we'll figure it out. I'm not saying I wouldn't move one day. I've looked at a couple places. I've looked at Nevada, some small towns in Nevada. Looked at Colorado. We've thought about Texas, Arizona. There's some things we've considered. But, you know, the kid's still in high school. Our daughters still live around here, and we have granddaughters around here. I mean, there's stuff. So there's other things to consider other than just taking off. But I'm not saying I wouldn't move one day. Just right now, I'm not ready to. I'm not done fighting. So that's it. My time is up. Went a little bit long today. I hope you guys don't mind. Thank you guys for sticking with us today. Thank you guys for chiming in. Appreciate it. And we got a big show tomorrow. Not a big show, but we have a big Bottom of the Glass Nation show tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We will do the auction, and we'll auction off a date. We got some other stuff to give away, too, because Gen X Mom is still out of town. And while she's out of town, I can fuck shit up and give shit away. And all she can do when she gets back is package it up and ship it out to you fine folks. That's the way it's going to go. So I'm out. I got to go. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I'm not sure what part of the world each of you are in. I saw a lot of gray names in there that were not members, not regulars. I love that. I love when we're reaching out to new people. I love when you guys are interacting with me. I hate those fucking ambush videos, but this part I like. You guys are educating me. Today was more of me giving you the street level stuff of what's going on. I hope you pass that around. I hope you give it to everybody around you so they can all understand too. This is just the nuts and bolts way we live right now. It's a pickle, and we're in it, and we're trying to find our way out. May not find our way out till after I'm long dead and gone. Who knows? But I promise you I'll be around